So the topic I'm going to speak about today is designing websites that converts. As you can see, the visual itself, it gives you a plethora of things we are doing in businesses and also in the website environment or for their specific businesses. And everybody is sitting on cloud and moving on cloud as we speak on daily basis, right? And how do you want to reach our stuff or product to the entire world now? By just sitting in front of a laptop or with a specific team, and we send out all this information out by a click, via a specific time. So what I'm like to share here is basically there's three things we need to look into when developing website for conversion basis, right? So, so the first thing is basically simplicity. So simplicity on a website is very, very important because at this day and age, the information overflow is just bombarding people with so many different things, products, and information. It just keep on flowing because everybody is on mobile first at this point of time. And when they have time, then only they move on into the laptops or a bigger screen at this juncture. So believe it or not, even a simple change that can impact conversion would be like simple an example as your title, your catchy phrases in your product, or a catchy eye visually. How can you do that trick? So very, very important that once we put up a product or a content or a specific write-up on the site, it doesn't mean that it could work at one time, but definitely it has to be tested, whether see whether there is any growth in that part of it, and then they move on to the next one. Speed is very, very important these days. The moment the amount of time of a person's what do you call that, time span they spend is basically 0 to 8 seconds to make a compiling headline that captures their eyes, and I want to make them stay on a website. It is very, very, very important. So hence the reason that every single thing you content you guys going to put up on the website, it is definitely you guys need to tweak and turn and twist every single time if the content is not working properly. After the 8 second, the majority of visitors, what they do, if they don't like the thing, they don't like the title, they leave. So for example, you put up a content on a Facebook or whatever so on, and then what happens is at the 8 second juncture or the in between the 0 to 8 second juncture, if it's not compelling to me or is not related to me, I will jump off, or I'm not going to even click the CTA on your post. So that's how it happens nowadays. Within 3 seconds, a website needs to tell a visitor that the business what has to offer. So definitely when you're putting out a product page or a product definition or content, it has to click and make sure that it works in 3 seconds, and people would like to click that and go on with it. Approximately 96% of visitors that come to your websites are not ready to buy yet. Like Sam was mentioning just now, it is the exact same thing I'm going to tell. They are not going to buy. They come in first time to see whether that is something which is catching me visually or not, or compelling me with the title or not. Then they will start leaving from that thing. The third point, spontaneous. If take every spontaneous trends which comes on social media or a website, it is definitely something to be followed. If it's not, the trend moves on, people move on, and then you lose the trend or the wave, basically to sell your product at that juncture. It is very, very crucial at this day and age. Moving on. The importance of designing elements on a website conversion is to ensure that, consistent branding throughout the website. So why, for example, where if you go to an AirAsia website, right? So their branding is very, very consistent, very, very strong. Apple, if you go to the website, the product is strong, the branding is strong. So to ensure that your branding is strong, you must make sure in every single page in the website, that branding element or some sort of a branding motive has to be there and spoken in that content also. Hence the reason that people would know and understand that the content is very, very and it creates a brand trust as well, in a way that there's a science behind it. If somebody sees a brand or a specific visual for 21 times, it registers in their mind. Without them, it's kind of a hypnosis kind of thing. People would start speaking about it, sharing about it without them knowing it. So you guys may want to do a bit more research on that part of it, because marketing, branding, we always work on that kind of hypothesis, psychological ways, right? It is very, very important. Every page load speed counts. If a single page is not loading well on that site, that means that people would just lose interest and just move on from the site or from your product site. Then what happens is the conversion to the lead to the conversion just drops out there, right? So, or there will be no talks of what your product is selling. It's very, very important to make sure that every page load is it's very, very crucial. It loads at a very crucial time. Usage of colors and contrast is very important, because humans mind, it is very important. And the moment our eyes see or captures certain words, certain highlights, certain color, what happens is they would like to see the product in much more detail. It is very, very important, right? Useful of colors, and has to be very, very played well and not too overpowering of what you guys want to tell about your product. Strategically putting up a CTA, placement for conversion. It is very important for the website. The reasoning why is that is your key to conversion to your product or sales or some sort of a lead. It is very, very crucial and important, right? The fifth point, social proof. Social proof is basically what people are talking about your product, what people are reviewing about the product. These are the contents you guys need. It's actually a content for your consumption, for your product. It is very crucial that you guys need to portray this into the site, definitely, because it is a nature of people. When my friend puts up a review of a product, I want to go into the product, and I'm also willing to buy the product. Not now, maybe down the road, the conversion may take time, but if the product from the review is good, people will buy. Moving on. So some of the tips I'm trying to share here is also that, designing for website for high conversion is quite simple, but it has to be unique. Definitely the UX, UI, the user interface, the user experience elements has to work very, very well, cohesively. But as you guys can go and research as well, there's a Hicks law states, more choices people have, the longer they'll take to come to a decision. Hence the reason that, you guys have 100 product. For example, Lazada has 100 old product there, but you want to find like the specific product you want to find, right? And to find that specific product, it will take a long time for you to find and find and find until you reach to a conclusion saying that, okay, I'm going to get this. So the time span they're going to do that is that it is very, very long. And what happens is the decision time is, it takes a very, very long time for them to decide. So if you stringent and put the product or personify the product's pages, what happens is immediately they know what they want to buy, and the critical thinking of buying, that increasing the decision time can be reduced. And what happens is the conversion happens for that specific product. Very, very important, right? Second, real-time customer support. It is very, very crucial. I've emphasized this in my previous talks with MWA. It is the same thing I'm just going to talk, because at this juncture, everybody is at home. Customer support, it is number one priority. If a person wants to buy a product or bought a product and they are not satisfied with the product, how can they build that trust towards your brand? Is very, very important. Somebody must reply certain questions from the customers very, very importantly at a very crucial time in a speed, right? That is very, very important. Focusing on landing pages, right, is very, very crucial as well. Images are beautiful, but if it's the images are too large to load at that landing page, what happens is people lose interest, they will jump out, right? So optimization for beautiful pictures, it is very, very important. If not, means you lose your conversion down the road here, or the critical time of that person want to make a decision to buy the product, they will just lose it, right? typography is very important. Readability on a mobile and a desktop, it differs in so many different ways, right? Typography or the specific font you guys are using must be ensured that it is fixed, it is suitable for mobility reading, and also it's a larger screen reading as well. It is very important. White spaces, very, very important point on a building out a website for conversions, right? If you have too many white, yes, definitely looks like a hospitality kind of a website. Yes, some audience may like it, but most of the thing that you guys want to put in there must take into space. Even though the whole website is fully colored, but there must be some sort of a place where there's some white spaces so that it soothes the eyes, and to ensure that that's where you guys want to put in your CTA, because it's bright, it is there, and people will click it, and then they will just move into the conversion or specific leads at the website. The fourth point, SEO elements for organic ranking. So SEO will take a long time to kick in, but how can we do that quickly? As in organic ranking, it's very, very important. Using ideal keywords which related to your product, to related to your content, related to your topic, it is very, very important, and it's placed appropriately in specific places in the website is very, very important. And also to make sure that ensuring the page load, like I said just now, the shortest time possible is very crucial, because it will take its own pathway to move the people who are going to convert themselves into the conversion or buying a specific product. Do make sure that the website is also very responsive in a way for devices, like I mentioned. At this day and age, mobile first, the laptop or the larger screen secondary. On page, off page optimization, how you guys can do is that using keyword rich anchor tags, where when you guys want to highlight a specific product for your topic, then you just link it back to the product, and how quickly you can link it back to the product is very, very important. Not an A4 page paper or content. It is just a waste of time for people for reading it. But how can they jump quickly to purchase a product? It is very, very important. Earning back backlinks, like Sam was mentioning, similar to me, saying that organically it is an authoritative websites are very, very important, and it has to be built. And do competitor analysis quite often to make sure that where you guys are standing and how you guys can improve into the websites. It's very, very important. So that should be a strategy behind it, and it's crucial for building a conversion website. Okay, summary of all this. So where do you conclude? Test every element on your website to understand what works specifically for specific audience. Use cases are very, very important, right? This is constant. It is not a 1-day test, 2-day test. It is a constant test to make sure that how is my product page, or how is my website is doing well amongst the others. What is my specifically my audience are looking for in my page. It is very, very crucial. And then build content towards it and push that kind of content where the people would like to engage with. Very, very important. Use actual data from the user. See your user feedbacks, whether it's social media content or from your website itself, what people are talking about it. Using your own gut feeling for the content, it is sometimes it fails, because when you think from inside out, people from outside in, they think differently, right? So very, very important. And hypothesisly improving your website is very, very crucial. Must make sure that constantly check and balance how you guys are using or developing the website is very, very crucial. Simplify, 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 and make sure that speed is the important part. Customer service is very, very crucial at this point of time. That's all I have for my sharing for today. I am here again for you guys for any help, whatever. I'm contactable on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, also TikTok as well. But yes, so I'm contactable. If you guys have any help, questions, please shoot.
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you once again, Cecilia. Let's give him a virtual round of applause. Thank you for that presentation. I think that you highlighted a lot of things which, like I mentioned, it tends to slip under our noses sometimes, especially being patient about collecting the data and then analyzing it. It's something which a lot of us are not very comfortable doing, because we're so used to having instant results and instant gratification. So thank you for highlighting that. In the meantime, we don't really have any questions yet, so we can have a little bit of a chat for maybe 1-2 minutes to give them some time if they do have any questions. In the meantime, so Simon, tell us about like this year's entries. What did you think of the standard?
Okay, so usually what I do is that I just do a very landscape review of how was it from the past year to this year, right?
Yes.
So it's built a bit more better from last year, I would say, and the previous years. And I've shared this with the previous years participant as well. It is growth, right? It's an evolution of growth. Websites changes, technology changes, people's mindset changes, creativity changes. So all these need to be taken into consideration when we do judging for specific websites or for MWA specifically, right? Definitely, it has improved from where we started and where it is now. And hopefully for the upcoming years, it will be much more improved with newer technologies and hopefully to see a lot more AR and VR stuff on the website as well. New technologies to be used, right? And or how a bot is going to talk to us on MWA, right? So these are the new technologies we need to improve and put our steps up ahead.
Absolutely. I think it's a good challenge for our attendees to rise to. And of course, like you've been a judge of this for quite some time already. And have you noticed any trends in terms of website design? I'm pretty sure things are a lot more minimalistic now than they used to be, right?
Yes, definitely. So comparing from last year to this year, the minimalist, they have hurt us, right? So they have hurt us from the previous year, and they are implementing simplicity in that not promoting simplicity here, but just simplified websites, very, very important. And design-wise, also have improved a lot. Like to see a bit more, much more nicer, much more better user experiences moving forward.
All right, guys, you heard it here first. You know what to do for next year. And it seems that we don't have any questions, so we can let you go now. But as I said, if you'd like to stay on with us for the rest of the ceremony, please do. We always like having you around. And thank you so much for being a part of the Malaysia Website Awards 2020. Thank you once again.
Thank you,
I'll see
Lawrence.
you.
Kudos to all the winners again.
Good job, you guys. Congratulations once again.
Exabytes. Grow your business online.